app, and the app is going to be to help you determine when you're most focused, most motivated, when you have the most energy, and it's during that time, during these times, you can do a lot of things. You should be doing a whole lot of things. For example, it's probably the time that you should be focusing on coding, focusing on working on projects and things like that. And we're going to be just going through the whole process, and I'm going to be showing it to you from start to finish. And what I have in front of you on the screen is what is called Jira. Jira is a project management tool that is used by a whole lot of companies out there. I mean, they call themselves the #1 software development tool used by agile teams. I'm going to be using the agile process. Whole purpose is to kind of just show you how the agile process works. I'm probably going to try and do every aspect of it, but not all of it. I don't know. We'll see as I go. It's going to be a lot of playing around with everything and seeing how it goes. So what we can do is we can see our a plan for everything. We can do there are a couple different methods that we can use to create our projects, but from this we can see, okay, well, we've got cards in the to-do column, we've got stuff that's in process, we've got things that are in code review, and then we've got things that are done. However, there is also you'll also see typically like columns for quality assurance and such, and then there's release planning for a part of this, which is pretty awesome actually. Not too many teams use it, and they should. It's kind of cool because you can watch and see when you're ready for a release, because it tracks stories and stuff. We'll be diving into that we'll be diving into that. And we can make your whole workflow fairly unique. There's a ton of awesome little features here. You can go look at this roadmap, but I'm really not going to be using that too much. I don't use it very often. I know a lot of people who use other products for it, mainly because Jira can be very expensive at the enterprise edition, and there's a lot of little awesome plugins that come in as well, which is part of the reason why I think a lot of teams like to use Jira, is just because of the plugins and how much you can customize it. It's kind of cool. I like it. I'm a fan of it. So anyway, but what's really nice about it for everybody is it can be free. There is a free option of it, free completely, for up to 10 users. Anything more than that, and then you got to start actually paying for it. But I love that it's free, and that's why I'm using it. Free is good. We need free. So we're gonna hit, while I may have my own business and own my own money, it doesn't justify this. So we're gonna hit get started, and I'm going to sign up for it. So and we're gonna All right, so right now it's signing in using my Google account. That's one thing that's actually pretty kind of cool with everything. You can set everything up with Google. It's very nicely integrates with it and everything. So what I'm going to do is name it. We'll just go Thrive Mobile. All right, we're good to go. Hit continue. All right, so software development. Which of these best? We're gonna go. I'm gonna skip that question. I'm everything for this project. Typically, though, I would be the engineer for it. So, all right, invite your team. We're gonna. Let me see if I can skip this. Yeah, let me team somebody over. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go here. And then I am experienced. My team is experienced. And we spend our time features. We have a We have a flexible schedule. We're gonna hit next. Okay, so it's going to pop up and provide us a couple of different options for boards. There's the Kanban method, the Scrum method, and the bug tracking method. So let's go ahead and take a look at what each of these are. If we do the Kanban, basically what it says is, here is your column of work. Here's all of the work that you're going to go. And then as you finish things, you reach in and you reach into the backlog of bugs and backlog of things that you need to complete and pull in the next ticket that needs to be completed. So that is basically what that is. It allows you to prioritize your tickets, move them from the bottom of the column to the top of the column as you need. And then, as I said, once they're completed, a dev can go and grab the next one. It's also kind of nice because you can go and customize a lot of little things. Kanban is a great method for when you are when you have like a smaller team and you're working on a generally a smaller product and you're basically ready to release at any point. I typically will end up on a team where we use Kanban for products that we've launched and we're in a maintenance phase at that point. It's not like we are trying to add in new features and get a new feature prepped and ready and out the door. We'll use Kanban when we want to say, okay, we're good, it's out, we just are focusing on bugs and everything right now, so let's just work on the bug fixes and bring in tickets for bugs and stuff. All right, so we'll go back. All right, Scrum. Scrum is really, really good. It's what I like to use quite a bit. It's a subset of the agile process, and the agile process in a nutshell is basically where you break all of you plan everything out and you break all of your work down into 2-week sprints. And as you can see, you plan to run sprints, and within that sprint you say, all right, this is the work that we are going to accomplish, and you're going to walk through and you're going to work on that work, and then at the end of that 2-week sprint you're supposed to have a product that is fully available, that is shippable, that is ready to go out to your customers, because theoretically you develop the feature and then it's gone through the QA process and then it's gone through the product review process and everything, and that's basically where you're going to end up. That's the method that you will find and you will see a lot in these companies where you're building a lot of big features. So for example, whenever I'm working on a project and we have features that are coming in, we will use the Scrum method or the Agile methodology to build everything. And it allows you to be able to sit there and say, all right, this is how much work we can accomplish, and we know when we will be able to release our product, because the idea is you are sizing all of your information, all of your tickets, how long things are going to take is you're estimating, and then you're going to sit there and say, oh, okay, cool, great, we're going to release this at this date. This feature is going to be available to our users at this date. Jira also says, hey, we can also check how well the team is doing. I don't like burn down charts. Burn down charts are really, really bad because burn down charts don't actually take into account what's called scope creep. I like what are called burn up charts, but that's a whole other video. That's a whole other discussion. All right. So we'll go back, and then there's like bug tracking. Now with bug tracking, is basically, it's very similar to the Kanban method. You're looking at bugs. You have users who are saying, oh, okay, well, I've got issues. I've got bugs here. Here's all of the bugs that we have to fix, and then you go in and you fix them. And then you go in and you fix them that way. So I don't like bug tracking, mainly because it doesn't really help. So here's my conundrum. They're recommending for me Kanban because it's continuous and everything, but I really want to kind of show you Scrum. I want to work through the Scrum process and kind of take a look at everything. All right, so what is the project name? So I kind of have a really hokey name for this app. I'm calling it Urhythm. It is such... Hold on. There we go. You are your. This is so dumb. Maybe I'll change the name. All right, so here's my challenge for you. This app is to track your biological prime time. I am not going to call it biological prime time because that is somebody else's word. And it's also kind of called this is also kind of called the ultradian rhythm. So that's why I'm calling this Eurhythm. So here's my challenge for you. If you have a better name for this app, let me know in the comments, okay? And yeah, let me know in the comments, and I will try and select a better name for it. But we are going with Eurhythm for right now. It is so dumb. I'm horrible at naming. Naming sucks. All right, create. And here we are. So, okay, they're giving me the quick start. I don't care because I've used this so many times. Basically, there are just 3 columns, and this is kind of what you would see in Kanban: the to-do, in progress, done, and that's it. All right, so that's great, but I don't have any active sprints, so it's not really going to work for me. It's not going to help out right now. So what I want to do is I want to go into the backlog, and the backlog is basically all of the data, all of the information, everything that you're going to be working on, everything that you're going to be creating, like everything. Okay, like, this is where everything should live. This is where it should stay, and where it should be prioritized. All right, so what I want to do first, and what I'm going to kind of just walk through first, are the major features of this app, and we'll kind of like log that so that I can track it and I can work through them later, and kind of maybe just kind of have an idea of where everything is. And I know I am saying the word kind of a lot. Sorry. Jeez. All right, so let's start filling in this backlog. So the first thing that we want to do, the first feature that we want to implement, is kind of like the home screen. And the home screen that I want to show the users is just basically their average day, what their average day looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to say home screen. And then we're going to change this. Oh, they don't have epics. All right, hold on. Project settings. Sigh. Project type, software. Project category, none. Oh, hey, look, my project avatar is a little cloud. Might end up changing that. Okay, so the details, people, automation, summary, issue types. This is what I want. So now what I want to do. All right, so it does have the epic issue type. So actually, so yeah, here we are. I'm going to walk through the different types that we have with the app right here itself. So you've got stories, and what they define a story as functionality or feature expressed as a user goal. All right, so this is typically, we'll write a story or a couple of stories at some point in the future, but it's basically just describing a feature that the user is going to use. A bug should be self-explanatory. It's an issue with the app, an error. This is what I'm looking for, is this epic, a big user story that needs to be broken down, created by Jira software, do not edit, or whatever. Okay, that sentence is not needed. It's a big user story. It's something that just goes overarching, like it's huge user features. Screens are user stories, screens are epics, or user flows. That's kind of what I like to describe an epic as. It's a user flow, like the user is going to be flowing through something, the user is going to be doing something. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, and where I like to think of it as that's how epics are. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the project. I'm gonna hit this create. All right, cool. And then we're gonna see, there's the epic. Okay, the home screen is going to be an epic, and we're gonna go home screen. All right, the first thing the user sees. Okay, so that's what the summary of the home screen is. It's just the first thing that the user sees. Then we're going to be just kind of describing off the top of my head what I think the home screen should look like and everything. So let's just, it's gonna be rough, and it's okay to be rough at the beginning. Just kind of have an idea of what it is, and that way you can kind of knock it out and just lock it down, and we can walk through iterations, through designs and everything, and we're gonna be playing around with that. So let's see, at the top of the screen is a graph of the users, let's see, average day. It shows their, let's see, what do you call it? Shows their most, what should I say? It shows their most productive times of the day and their least productive times. All right. Below the graph is the, is the current day and their time entries. Okay, at the bottom, because I want to use like a bottom navigation, or when I'm thinking of bottom navigation, we're going to play around with this, and we're going to kind of see from there. At the bottom is a way for the user to navigate through the app. All right, so that's the home screen. That's just it. That's it. That's all the epic. That's all it's going to be going. As I go through and I update this, I might end up, and play around with this, I might end up changing this description. That's fine. That's the way it goes. All right, so linked issues, whatever, priority. All right, so this is going to have to have the highest priority. It needs to be huge. It needs to be top priority there. We're going to leave the labels alone. We don't need to be too concerned about the labels. All right. First epic created. It's called UR1. You can see, and if I click there, here it is, and then it will start showing everything that we want to know about the epic as we start inputting stories and stuff. Okay, so the next thing is going to be describing, let's see, time entry. All right, user is entering their focus, motivation, and energy levels. Okay. And this is going to just describe the screen for every, like the motivation and basically where they're entering in all of this information. Let's see, at the top of the screen, the user is shown the current time. Okay, so like whatever time it's going to be. There are entry points for the user to enter their focus, motivation, and energy levels on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the least, and 10 being the most. Now I have to put that in. I really do have to put that in because there are times and places where people will ask questions about that. People are not going to know. So it's really helpful to be very specific when you are writing epics and stories as much as possible. When you can be specific. There are times when you're not going to know that, and that's when people start asking questions to try and get that specificity from you, if you are the one who's writing and creating all of this stuff. When user hits enter, this is recorded and saved. recorded and saved. The graph is updated appropriately. There we go. See? All right. So we're going to hit there, save. All right. And so now we have that one, and you can see UR2 got created. Great. So now let's go through, let's talk about their previous days. Previous days information. Or actually, you know, let's just call this previous days. User is able to view their previous entries. All right. On the home screen, the user is able to look up previous days. Let's see, information to review. There we go. Now I have some open questions. Questions. 1. Actually, let's just format that. There we go. Should the user be able to edit these entries? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not too sure about that right now. I kind of don't think so. I kind of don't want the user to be able to update and change these entries at some point down the line, but you know, who knows? We'll leave that there. And that's it. That's basically it. They're going to be able to see all of the entries from the previous day in this epic. Now, what's interesting is that this is related to the home screen, and I can go and I can say, all right, linked issues is blocked by duplicates relates to, and then I can do UR1. There we go. It's related to UR1. All right, and then we're going to hit create. There we go. Now, what's kind of cool, if we refresh, we should see linked issue. Okay. Got it. Don't care. We can see this linked issues right here. And then it's going to sit here and say, all right, well, what is related to this is UR3, Epic UR3. User is able to view their previous entries because this is going to be on the home screen. All right. Kind of cool, right? And then finally, we're going to do notifications. Periodically, user is asked to enter their information. All right, so this is the big thing about this app is that the user is going to be notified periodically throughout the day that they need to enter in their information. All right, so user is sent a notification to enter their current focus, motivation, and energy levels. All right, user can customize this periodization within a settings menu. All right, so now I'm kind of discovering, oh wait, now I need to create a settings screen. Okay, this is going to be kind of a big deal as well, because like I know that I'm going to have a place for a user to go and like set up some stuff. All right, okay, cool. So like this is how it's going to go. We'll figure out how it's like, we'll figure everything out about the notifications later. We just know that this is what we're going to be doing. All right, we'll hit the create. So since I just discovered that now I need to create a settings menu, I'm going to create a new epic, and we're going to go settings menu for the app. All right, let's see what user can customize when they will be notified to enter their information. All right, cool. Kind of, there we go. And then that's it. It's going to be related to, let's see, this is UR4. There we go. Related to that one. All right. So we'll create that. There we go. At the moment, I don't think I have any others. We're going to leave this as is for the time being. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was this was interesting and entertaining. If it wasn't, oh well, sorry. It's not as entertaining as coding, I know, but this is pretty important. Next up, we're going to kind of start talking about and thinking about screens and maybe just wireframing some of this stuff and getting an idea of what I want it to start looking like. And during that time, we're probably also going to end up discovering other epics and other features that we are going to need. All right. So if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see this, see more of this, and see where we are going to be going with this and how this is going to turn out. If you find this interesting and you think somebody else is going to find this interesting, please share it with them and have them hit the like button and subscribe as well. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.